ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाखया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपकधामयं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवंश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितां तां सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधाकृष्णपादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितांश्च। हे कृष्णा करुणा सिंधो दीनबंधो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कांता राधा कांत नमोस्तुते। तप्त कंचन गौरंगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। पंचकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिंधुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः।
Namam Vishnu. Is Namam Vishnu Padaya Krishna
Om
Prestaya.
Pृष्ठाय भूतले sorry I forgot
Srimate
Srimate Bhaktivedanta
भक्ति वेदांत
Shri
Swaminiti Namine.
पति नमिनामिने।
Namaste
नमस्ते
Saraswate Deve
प्रसिदेवे गौरवाणी
Gauravani
प्रचारिणे
Pracharine Nirvisesha
नित्य
Shunyavadi
शून्यवादी
Pashatta
पाश्चात्य
Dharine.
देशतारिणे। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर शिवसादि गौर भक्त वृंदा। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे।
Prabhu,
Thank
I
you so
think you
much.
missed one. Or did you recite Vanchakalpa?
Yes, Prabhu.
Oh.
You missed it.
Jaikan Prabhu, it was very nice actually.
Yes, thank you, Prabhu.
Decided very nice.
रिपोर्ट
Bo.
Okay, who wants to start reading?
I can start.
Yes, Prabhu.
The marriage of Samba. Duryodhan, the son of Dhritarashtra, had a marriageable daughter by the name of Lakshmana. She was a very highly qualified girl of the Kuru dynasty, and many princes wanted to marry her. In such cases, the Swayamvara ceremony is held so that the girl may select her husband according to her own choice. In Lakshmana's Swayamvara assembly, when the girl was to select her husband, Samba appeared. He was the son of Krishna by Jambavati, one of the chief wives of Lord Krishna. This son, Samba, is so named because he was a very bad child and he always lived close to his mother. The name Samba indicates a son who is very much his mother's pet. Amba means mother and Sa means with. So the special name was given to him because he always remained with his mother. He was also known as Jambavati for the same reason. As previously explained, all the sons of Krishna were qualified as their great father, were as qualified as their great father, Lord Krishna. Samba wanted the daughter of Duryodhan, Lakshmana, although she was not inclined to have him. Therefore, Samba kidnapped Lakshmana by force from the Swayamvara assembly. Because Samba took Lakshmana away from the assembly by force, all the members of the Kuru dynasty, namely Dhritarashtra, Bhishma, Vidur, Jahan, and Arjun, thought it an insult to their family tradition that the boy Samba could possibly have kidnapped their daughter. All of them knew that Lakshmana was not at all inclined to select him as a husband and that she was not given the chance to select her own husband. Instead, she was forcibly taken away by this boy. Therefore, they decided that he must be punished. They unanimously declared that he was most imprudent and that he had degraded the Kuru's family tradition. Therefore, all of them, under the counsel of the elderly members of the Kuru dynasty, decided to arrest the boy but not kill him. They concluded that the girl could not be married to any boy other than Samba, since she had already been touched by him. According to the Vedic system, once being used by some boy, a girl cannot be married or given to any other boy. Nor would anyone agree to marry a girl who had already thus associated with another boy. The elderly members of the family, such as Bhishma, wanted to arrest him. All the members of the Kuru dynasty, especially the great fighters, joined together just to teach him a lesson, and Karn was made the commander in chief for the small battle. While the plan was being made to arrest Samba, the Kurus counseled amongst themselves that upon his arrest, the members of the Yadu dynasty would be very angry with them. There was every possibility of the Yadus accepting the challenge and fighting with them. But they also thought, if they came here to fight us, what could they do? The members of the Yadu dynasty cannot equal the members of the Kuru dynasty because the kings of the Kuru dynasty are the emperors, whereas the kings of the Yadu dynasty are able to enjoy their landed property. The Kurus thought, if they come here to challenge us because their son was arrested, we will nevertheless accept the fight. All of us will teach them a lesson so that automatically they will become subdued under pressure, as the senses are subdued by the mystic yoga process pranayam. In the mechanical system of mystic yoga, the airs within the body are controlled and the senses are subdued and checked from being engaged in anything other than the meditation upon Lord Vishnu. After consultation and after receiving permission from the elderly members of the Kuru dynasty, such as Bhishma and Dhritarashtra, 6 great warriors, Karn, Shala, Bhurishvara, Yajnaketu, and Duryodhan, the father of the girl, all Maharathis, and guided by the great fighter Bhishma Dev, attempted to arrest the boy Samba. There are different grades of fighters, including Maharathi, Ekarathi, and Rathi, classified according to their fighting capacity. The Maharathis could fight alone with many thousands of men. All of them combined together to arrest Samba. Samba was also a Maharathi, but he was alone and he had to fight with the 6 other Maharathis. Still, he was not deterred when he saw all the great fighters of the Kuru dynasty coming up behind him to arrest him. Alone, he turned towards them and took his nice bow, posing exactly as a lion stands adamant in the face of other animals. Karn was leading the party and he challenged Samba. Why are you fleeing? Just stand and we shall teach you a lesson. When challenged by another Kshatriya to stand and fight, a Kshatriya cannot go away. He must fight. Therefore, as soon as Samba accepted the challenge and stood alone before them, he was overpowered by showers of arrows thrown by all the great warriors. Haribol, someone wants to read?
Thank you so much, Prabhu. Kelbang Prabhu or Vivek Prabhu.
Yeah, Vivek, you can read. I'm just a little bit busy now.
Yes, Prabhu. Thank you so much. Like, read. Okay. As is, as a lion, he's never afraid of being chastised by many wolves and jackals. Similarly, Samba, the glorious son of the Yadu dynasty, endowed with inconceivable potency as the son of Lord Krishna, became very angry at the warriors of the Kuru dynasty for improperly using arrows against him. He fought them with great talent. First of all, he struck each of the 6 charioteers with 6 separate arrows. Another 4 arrows were used to kill the charioteers' horses, 4 on each chariot. One arrow was used to kill the driver, and one arrow was used for Karna as well as the other celebrated fighters. While Samba was so delightfully fighting along with the 6 great warriors, they all appreciated the inconceivable potency of the boy. Even in the midst of fighting, they admitted frankly that each boy Samba was wonderful, but fighting was conducted in the Kshatriya spirit, so all together, although it was improper, they obliged Samba to get down from this chariot, now broken to pieces of the six warriors. Four took care to kill Samba's four horses, and one of them managed to cut the string of Samba's bow so that he could no longer fight with them. In this way, with great difficulty and after a severe fight, Samba was left bereft of his chariot, and they were able to arrest him. Those the warriors of the Kuru dynasty accepted their great victory and took their daughter Laksh, Laksh, Lakshmana away from him. Thereafter, they entered the city of Hastinapura in great triumph. The great sage Narada immediately carried the news to the Yadu dynasty that Samba was arrested and told them the whole story. The members of the Yadu dynasty became very angry at Samba's being arrested and improperly so by six warriors. Now, with the permission of the head of the Ugrasena, they prepared to attack the capital city of the Guru dynasty. Although Lord Balarama knew very well that by slight provocation people are prepared to fight with one another in the age of Kali, he did not like the idea that the two great dynasties, the Kuru dynasty and the Yadu dynasty, would fight among us themselves, even though they were influenced by the Kali Yuga. Instead of fighting with them, he wisely thought, let me go there and see the situation and let me try to see if the fight can be settled by mutual understanding. Balaram's idea was that if the Kuru dynasty could be induced to release Sambha along with his wife Lakshmana, then the fight could be avoided. He therefore immediately arranged for a nice chariot to go to Hastinapura, accompanied by learned priests and Brahmanas, as well as by some of the elderly members of the dynasty. He was confident that the members of the Kuru dynasty would agree to this marriage and avoid fighting amongst themselves. As Lord Brahma proceeded towards Hastinapura in this chariot, accompanied by the learned Brahmanas and the elderly members of the Edu dynasty. He look, looked like the moon shining in the clear sky amongst the glittering stars. When Lord Brahma reached the precincts of the city of Hastinapura, he did not enter but stationed himself in a camp outside the city in a small garden house. Then he asked Uddhava to see the leaders of the Kuru dynasty and inquire from them whether they wanted to fight with the Yadu dynasty or make a settlement. Uddhava went to see the leaders of the Kuru dynasty and he met all the important members, including Bhishma Deva, Dhritarashtra, Dronacharya, Bali, Duryodhana, and Balika. After offering them due respects, he informed them that Lord Balarama that Lord Balarama had already arrived at the garden outside the city door. The leaders of the Kuru dynasty, especially Taras and Duryodhana, were very joyful because they knew very well that Lord Brahma was a great well-wisher of their family. They were no bonds to their joy on hearing the news, and so immediately they welcomed Uddhava in order to properly receive Rama. They all took auspicious paraphernalia for his reception in their hands and went to see him outside the city door. According to their respective positions, they welcomed Lord Brahma by giving him a charity, nice cows, and agraha, and an assortment of articles such as arati, ar, ar, artirka, water, sweet preparations of honey, butter, etc., and flowers and garlands to ascendant with pulp. Because all of them knew the exalted position of Lord Balarama as the supreme personality of Godhead, they bowed down their heads before the Lord with great respect. They all exchanged words of reciprocation by asking one another of their welfare. And when such formality was finished, Lord Balarama in a great voice and very patiently submitted before them the following words of for their consideration. My dear friends, this time I have come to you as a messenger with the orders of the all-powerful King Ugrasena. Please therefore hear the order with attention and great care. Without wasting a single moment, please try to carry out the order. King Ugrasena knows very well that you warriors as you warriors of the Kuru dynasty improperly fought with the boy Samba, who was alone, and that with great difficulty and tactics you have arrested him. We have all heard this news, but we are not very agitated because we are most intimately related to each other. I do not think we should disturb our good relationship. We should continue our friendship without any unnecessary fighting. Please, therefore, immediately release Samba and bring him along with his wife Lakshmana before me. When Lord Balarama spoke in a commanding tone, full of heroic assertion, supremacy, and chivalry, his statements were not appreciated by the leaders of the Kuru dynasty. Rather, all of them became agitated, and with great anger they said, "Hello, these words are very astonishing, but befitting the age of Kali. Otherwise, how could Balarama speak so vituperatively? Vituperatively. Sorry, vituperatively. What is that term? How
Vituperatively.
vituperatively? Okay. Like what is vituperative? Speak so vituperatively. Vituperatively. End of character will
Vituperative.
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 That's too funny. But it means uttering or give to censure, containing or characterized by verbal abuse.
Vituperative.
Hmm. Vituperative.
Vituperatively, the language and done used by Balaram are simply abusive. And due to the influence of this age, it appears that the shoes befitting the feet want to rise to the top of the head where the helmet is worn. We are connected with the Edu dynasty by marriage, and because of this, they have been given the chance to come live with us, dine with us, and sleep with us. Now they are talking advantages of these privileges. They had practically no position before we gave them a portion of our kingdom to rule, and now they are trying to command us. We have allowed the dynasty to use the royal incense like the whisk fan, consul, white umbrella, crown, royal throne, sitting place, bedsit, bedstead, and everything befitting the royal order. They should not have used such royal paraphernalia in our presence, but we did not check them due to our family relationship. Now they have the audacity, uh, audacity to order us to do things well. This is enough of their impudence. We cannot allow them to do any more of these things, nor shall we allow them to use this royal incense. It would be best to take all these things away. It is improper to feed a snake with milk, since such merciful activities simply increases is we know the Edu dynasty is now trying to go against those who have fed them so nicely. Their flourishing condition is due to our gifts and merciful behavior, and still they are so shameless that they are trying to order us. How regrettable and are all these activities? No, no one in the world can enjoy anything if the members of the Kuru dynasty like Bhishma, Dronacharya, and Arjuna do not allow them to. Exactly as a lamb cannot enjoy life in the presence of the lion. Lamb not enjoy lamb cannot enjoy uh, life in the presence of lion. Without our uh, desire, it is not even possible for the demigods in heaven, headed by King Indra, to find enjoyment in life. Not to speak of ordinary human beings. Actually, the members of Kuru dynasty were very puffed up due to their opulence, kingdom, aristocracy, aristocracy, mm, family tradition, great warriors, family members, and vast expensive empire. They did not even observe common formalities of civilized society, and in the presence of Lord Balarama, they uttered insulting words about the B- Yadu dynasty. Speaking in this unmannerly way, they returned to their city of Hastinapura. Although Lord Balarama patiently heard their insulting words and simply observed their uncivil behavior from his appearance, it was clear that he was burning with anger and was thinking of retaliating with great vengeance. His bodily features became so agitated that it was difficult for anyone to look at him. He laughed very loudly and said, "It is true that if a man becomes too puffed up because of his family opulence, beauty, and material advancement, he no longer wants a peaceful life but becomes re- really belligerent toward all others. It is useless to give such a person good instruction for gentle behavior and peaceful life. But on the contrary, now one should search out the ways and means to punish him. Generally, due to material opulence, a man becomes exactly like an animal. To give an animal peaceful instruction is useless, and the only means is argumentum vacuum. In other words, the only means to keep animals in order is a stick. Just see how impudent the members of the Kuru dynasty are. I wanted to make a peaceful settlement despite the anger of all the other members of the Yadu dynasty, including Lord Krishna himself. They were preparing to attack the whole kingdom of the Kuru dynasty, but I pacified them and took the trouble to come here to settle the affair without any fighting. Still, these rascals behave like this. It is clear that they do not want a peaceful settlement, but that they are factually warmongers. With great pride, they have repeatedly insulted me by calling the Edu dynasty ill names. Even the king of heaven, Indra, abides by the order of the Edu dynasty, and you consider King Ugrasena, who is the head of the Bojas, Vishani, the Adha, Andakas, and Yadavas, to be the leader of a small planets. Your conclusion is wonderful. You do not care for King Ugrasena, whose order is obeyed even by King Indra. Consider the exalted position of the Edu dynasty. They have forcibly used both the assembly house and the Vaja, sorry, and the Parijata tree of the heavenly planet, and still you think that they cannot order you. Don't you even think that Lord Krishna, the Supreme Person of Godhead, can sit on the exalted royal throne and command everyone? All right, if you were thinking he's like that, then you deserve to be caught a very good lesson. You have taught a good lesson. Um, you have thought it wise that the royal incense like the whisk fan, white umbrella, royal throne, and other princely paraphernalia not be used by the dynasty. Does this mean that even Lord Krishna, the Lord of the whole creation and the husband of the goddess of fortune, cannot use this royal paraphernalia? The guest of Krishna's lotus feet is worshipped by all the great demigods. The Ganges water is inundating the mm, whole world, and since it is emanating from the east lotus feet, its banks have turned into great place of pilgrimage. The principal deities of all planets are engaged in his service, and they consider themselves most fortunate to take the dust of the lotus feet of Krishna on their helmets. The king helmets. Great demigods like Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, and even the goddess of fortune and I are simply planetary parts of his spiritual identity, and still, you think that he is not fit to use the royal incense or even sit on the royal throne. Thrones as how regrettable it is that these fools consider us the members of a dynasty to be like shoes and themselves like helmets. It is clear now that these leaders of Kuru dynasty have become mad over their worldly possessions and appliances. Every statement they made was full of crazy proposals. I should immediately take them to take task and bring them to their senses. If I do not take steps against them, it will be improper on my part. Uh, therefore, on this very day, I shall rid the whole world of any trace of the Lord, any trace of the Kuru dynasty. I shall finish them off immediately. Well, talking like this, Lord Brahma seemed so furious that he looked as if he could burn the whole cosmic creation to ashes. He stood up steadily and taking his fellow in his hand, began striking the earth with it. In this way, the whole city of Istinapura was separated from this earth. Lord Balarama then began to drag the city toward the following water of the river Ganges. Because of this, there was a great terror uh, throughout Istinapura, as if they had been an earthquake, and it seemed that the whole city would be dismantled. When all the members of Kuru dynasty saw that their city was about to fall into the water of the Ganges, and when they heard their citizens were howling in great anxiety, they immediately came to their senses and understood what was happening. Those without awaiting another second, they brought forward Dr. Lakshmana. They also brought Samba, who had forcibly tried to take her away, keeping him in the forefront with forefront with Lakshmana at his back. All the members of the Kuru dynasty appeared before Lord Balarama with folded hands, just to beg the pardon of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Now, using good sense, they said, "Oh Lord, oh Lord Balarama, you are the receiver of all pleasures. You are the maintainer and support of the entire cosmic situation. Unfortunately, we were all unaware of your inconceivable potency. Dear Lord, please consider us most foolish. Our intelligence was bewildered and not in order. Therefore, we have come before you to beg your pardon. Please excuse us. You are the original creator, sustainer, and annihilator of the whole cosmic manifestation, and still your position is always transcendental. O all powerful Lord, great sages speak about you. You are the original provider, and everything in the world is just like your toys. Your toys were ultimate, unlimited one. You have a hold on everything, and like a child's play, you hold all the planetary systems on your head. When the time for dissolution comes, you close off the whole whole cosmic manifestation within yourself. At that time, nothing remains but yourself lying in the causal ocean as Mahavishnu, our dear Lord. You have appeared on this earth in your transcendental body just for the maintenance of the cosmic situation. You are above all anger, envy, and enmity. Whatever you do, even the form of chastisement, is auspicious for the whole material existence. We are offering you our respectful obeisances unto you because you are the imperishable supreme personality of Godhead, the reservoir of all opulence and potency, O Creator of the universe. Let us fall down fall down and offer you our respectful obeisances again and again. We are now completely com- completely surrender unto you. Please therefore be merciful unto us and give us your protection. When the prominent members of the Kuru dynasty, beginning with grandfather Bhishma down to Arjuna and Duryodhana, had offered their respectful obeisances, respectful prayers in that way, and the Supreme Personality of Godhead, mm, Lord Balarama immediately became softened and assured them there was no cause for fear and that they need not worry. For the most part, it was the practice of the Kshatriya kings to inaugurate some kind of fighting between the parties of the bride and bridegroom before the marriage. When Samba forcibly took away Lakshmana, the elderly members of the Kuru dynasty were pleased to see that he was should be a suitable match for her. In order to see his personal strength, however, they fought with him, and without any respect for the regulations of fighting, they all arrested him. Without any respect for the regulations of fighting, they all arrested him. When the Yadudans decided to release Samba from the confinement of the Kurus, Lord Balarama came to personally to settle the um, came to personally came to settle the matter. And as a powerful Kshatriya, he ordered them to free Samba immediately. The Kauravas became superficially insulted by this order, so they challenged Lord Balaram's power. They simply wanted to see him exhibit his inconceivable strength. Those with great pleasure, they handed over their daughter to Samba, and the whole matter was settled. Duryodhana, being affectionate towards his daughter Lakshmana, had her married to someone in great pomp. For her dowry, he first gave 1,200 elephants, each of which were at least 60 years old. Then he gave 10,000 nice horses, 6,000 chariots, which were dazzling just like the sunshine, and 1,000 maid servants who were decorated with golden ornaments. Lord Balarama, the most prominent member of the Yadu dynasty, acted as a guardian of the bedroom. Shamba and very pleasingly accepted the dowry. Balarama was very satisfied after his great respiration, respiration uh, from the side of the Kurus and accompanied by the newly married couple, he started towards his capital city of Dwarka. Lord Balarama triumphantly reached Dwarka, where he met with many citizens who were all his devotees and friends. When they all assembled, Lord Balarama narrated the whole story of the marriage, and they were astonished to hear how Balarama had made the city of Hastinapura tremble. It is confirmed by Sukadeva Goswami that the site of Hastinapura is now. Mm, oh, okay. The site of the Hastinapura is now known as New Delhi, and the river flowing through the city is called the Yamuna. Although in those days it was known as a Ganges from authorities like Goswami, it is also confirmed that the Ganges and the Yamuna are the same river flowing in different courses. The part of the Ganges which flows through Hastinapura to the area of Vrindavana is called the Yamuna because it is uh, sa- sanctified, sanctified by the transcendental past tense of Lord Krishna. The part of uh, Hastinapura which slopes towards the Yamuna becomes inundated during the rainy season and reminds everyone of Lord Balarama's pretending to cast the city into the Ganges. Thus ends the Bhaktivedanta purport of the second volume, 13th chapter of Krishna, the marriage of Samba. Haribol.
Prabhu, thank you so much, Prabhu.
Thanks so much for
Haribol.
Prabhu. So the part of Hastinapura which slopes towards the Yamuna becomes inundated during the rainy season. He was gonna throw the whole city to the Ganga. Okay, so tomorrow we continue with the great sage Narada visits the different homes of Lord Krishna. Now let's read the 6 Astakam prayers. Cheto darpanamarjanam pavamaha Sreyah Kairavachandrika Vitaranam Vidyavadu Jivanam Anandam Buddhivardhanam Pratipadam Purnamritasvadanam Sarvatma Snapanam Param Vijayate Sri Krishna Sankirtanam.
नामनामकारि बौद्धामज सर्वसत्कृत्रार्थान्यङ्गात्मनेन हार तादृशी तव कृपापगमन्ममापि गुरुदैवमित्रशं हरिजनमनुग्रह
Pranadapi sunechat taror api sahisnuna manadena kirtaniya sada hari. Na Na dhanam na janam na sundarim kavitam va jagat shakmaye mama san janmami janmanishvare bhavatad bhaktir ahitu khedvaye.
ऐनन्ततनुजा किङ्करं पतिता मां विषमे भवां बुधौ कृपा तव पादपङ्कजा स्थितधूलिसदृशं विचिन्तया
नयनमङ्गलश्रुधारया वदनमगधहृदया गिरा पुलकैर्निचिन्तं बभूपदा तव नाम ग्रहणे भविष्यति
Yugayitam nimeshina chakshusha pravarsayitam sunyayitam jagat sarvam govinda virahina
अश्लिष्य वा पादरतं पिनष्टु माम् अदर्शनान् मर्महतं करोतु वा यथा तथा वा विदधातु लम्पतो मत्प्राणनाथस्तु स एव नापरः विभो
Glory to the Sri Krishna Sankirtan, which cleanses the heart of all the dust accumulated for years and extinguishes the fire of conditional life, of repeated birth and death. This Sankirtana movement is the prime benediction for humanity at large because it spreads the rays of the benediction moon. It is the life of all transcendental knowledge. It increases the ocean of transcendental bliss and it enables us to fully taste the nectar for which we are always anxious.
O my Lord, your holy name alone can render all benediction to living beings, and thus you have hundreds and millions of names like Krishna and Govinda. In these transcendental names, you have invested all your transcendental energies. There are not even hard and fast rules for chanting these names. O my Lord, out of kindness you enable us to easily approach you by your holy names, but I am so unfortunate that I have no attraction for them.
One should chant the holy name of the Lord in a humble state of mind, thinking oneself lower than the store in the street. One should be more tolerant than a tree, devoid of all sense of false prestige, and should be ready to offer all respects to offer respect to others. In such a state of mind, one can chant the holy name of the Lord constantly.
Almighty Lord, I have no desire to accumulate wealth, nor do I desire a beautiful man, nor do I want any number of followers. I only want your causeless devotion, service, worth of your birth.
O
O son of Maharaj Nanda, Krishna, I am your eternal servitor, yet somehow or other I have fallen into the ocean of birth and death. Please pick me up from this ocean of death and place me as one of your atoms at your lotus feet.
O my Lord, when will my eyes be decorated with tears of love flowing constantly when I chant your holy name? When will my voice choke up, and when will the hairs of my body stand on end at the recitation of your name?
No Govinda, feeling your separations, I am considering a moment to go like 12 years or more. Tears are flowing from my eyes like tolerance of pain, and I am feeling all vacant in the world in your absence.
O very Slibhang Prabhu. O Hare Krishna Pranjal Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada.
Hare Krishna Prabhu.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Hare Pranam, Jai Shri Guru.
I know no one but Krishna as my Lord, and he shall remain so, even if he handles me roughly by his embrace or makes me broken-hearted by not being present before me. He is completely free to do anything and everything, for he is always my worshipful Lord, unconditionally. Haribo. 360 ki jai.
Oh.
Okay, then last part. The 10 offenses to the holy name.
First offense to consider to blaspheme the devotees who have dedicated their lives for propagating the holy name of the Lord.
To consider the names of the demigods like Lord Shiva and Lord Brahma to be equal to or independent of the name of the Lord Vishnu.
To disobey the order of the spiritual master or to consider him an ordinary being.
Haribo. Very nice.
To blaspheme the devotees, to blaspheme the Vedic scriptures or the scriptures with a perseverance with the Vedic version.
To consider the glories of chanting Hare Krishna to be imagination.
To keep chanting to keep chanting Hare Krishna and keep committing sin in the process because you think the Hare Krishna
No,
mantra
no, no.
will save
That's
you.
10.
Oh, sorry.
This is to give some interpretation to the holy name of the Lord. 6-1. Okay, 7.
To commit sinful activities on the strength of the holy name.
Haribo. Okay, 8. To consider chanting of Hare Krishna to be one of the auspicious ritualistic ceremonies mentioned in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Is it like this? It's one of the auspicious ritualistic activities which are offered in the Vedas as fruitive activities, karma kanda. Okay, 9th one.
To instruct step like that person about the glory of the holy name.
Haribo. Yes, okay, then the 10 one, that's the long one that Jai Khanna Prabhu started.
No, Prabhu, I was actually going to talk about the sinful one,
Yes,
sinful activities in the holy name. The ninth one, sorry,
yes, Prabhu. The 10 is really similar. It is to not have faith and to maintain materialistic attachments even after understanding so many instructions on this matter. It is also an offense to be inattentive while chanting. Every devotee who claims to be Vaishnava must guard against these offenses in order to quickly achieve the desired success. Krishna Prema. Ribo.
Krishna Prema Ribo Vanchakalpataruscha Kripasindhu Tanam Bhavane Vishnu
Namo
Namo
Vaishnavebhyo
Namaha
Namo Namaha.
the Gaudiya Vaishnava the Kicha Ishla Prabhupada
Jai
Gaura Prema
Jai
Hari Hari Bo.
Haribo.
Very bold.
Thank you so much, Bruce, for joining.